The African Social Security Agency, also known as SASSA, has announced that it will be introducing a Beneficiary Biometric Enrolment system at all of its offices across the country from the 1st of next month. That's the 1st of September. The new system is expected to detect potential fraudulent activities, among others. We're now joined via video link by Paseka Letsatsi, Head of Communications at the South African Social Security Agency. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon, Paseka. Give us a sense of your readiness with Monday's rollout. I mean, you've indicated that all your SASSA officers are equipped and, you know, the staff have been trained for the better part of August. One would imagine then this includes rural or underserviced areas where connectivity may also be weaker.
Good afternoon and thanks for having me. I think basically from where we are as an organization, we can safely say we are ready to make sure that we roll out the program of biometrics. And I think we just want to make mention of the fact that so that we don't create unnecessary confusion to the public. We just want to mention the fact that this has got everything to do with beneficiaries who would be making applications for the first time. But beneficiaries who are in the system would not be targeted, would not be called to come to a SASSA office. But if you come to the office of SASSA from the 1st of September, you would be expected to use the biometrics in terms of the enrollment and application.
And I want you to explain that for us, but very quickly, how are you communicating these changes, particularly, as I said, to rural or unconnected beneficiaries, just to avoid, as you say, also confusion, but also panic and misinformation, importantly?
We have our provinces who have been interacting with stakeholders, and stakeholders in this instance, when you raise the issue of rural areas, traditional leaders, the churches, the councillors, the schools, where they've gone to make sure that there's an information sharing. There is what we call integrated community outreach program, where we're able to share the information with the community. But I think what we need to do is to allay the fears to the beneficiaries or to the applicants that there's something extraordinary about the process. There's absolutely nothing extraordinary. The intention here is just to make sure that when a person comes to present themselves at the SASSA office to make an application, we just want to be 100% sure that the person who's making an application is the right person. And this is instance because we have a live interaction with the Department of Home Affairs, it would be able to pick up if indeed you brought a fraudulent ID or not.
And I mean, there's a lot of things that are happening from the 1st of September from your end, including other payments. But just explain to us in terms of why are you only utilizing this particular method for first-time applicants? What would then happen to those that are already in your system, particularly because the reasons that SASSA is going this route is to prevent fraud, we understand?
No, definitely. We also don't want a big bang approach, and we also don't want to make beneficiaries of social grants to panic. We need to make sure that we manage it nicely. We also don't want a situation where the system crashes because we're trying to make sure that we push everybody into the system. But gradually, those who had applied, we have the verification processes which we have been communicating with those individuals to present themselves to SASSA so that we're able to verify if indeed these people exist.
Yeah. And what provisions have you made when you look at, of course, all your beneficiaries? Have you made, for instance, bedridden or even frail beneficiaries who can't travel to a SASSA office to complete enrollment?
We are alive to the fact that a majority or some of the beneficiaries of SASSA would have that particular limitation in terms of them being bedridden, not being able to come to the office. This is not for the first time. We have had people nominating a procurator. In a case where you are bedridden and you are unable to come to a SASSA office, you have the authority to nominate a procurator on your behalf. We also do home visits. We make appointments so that we are not overstretched. But it has not been something anomaly, or it has not been something new, that when a beneficiary of social grant is bedridden, we are able to ask our staff members to make an appointment with a beneficiary just to go and make sure that they enroll the individual at home or at hospital, depending on where they are.
Just on the issue of fraud, I mean, what measures have you put in place to protect this biometric data, from even hackers or maybe even misuse, especially where fraudsters attempt to bypass the system, through forged biometrics or even stolen identity data, as we've seen in the past in other entities?
On the issue of the stolen data, what we can assure you is that we interact with the database of Home Affairs. So if you don't appear that site, you would not be able to be processed from our site. And I just want to make mention of the fact that, the Green ID book was very difficult for us to verify, in a sense that a person can simply remove the picture and put a fictitious or a picture of somebody else and make an application. But with the new smart card, but with the new processes of us being able to interact with Home Affairs, it is difficult to create those particular bridges. And secondly, I think we have had an assurance from our IT division that the system is such that it will be able to pick up those who are trying to bypass the system. But look, we know that people don't sleep, and we are not naive to the fact that when we take 10 steps forward, there are people who take 15 steps to make sure that they try and defraud the system. We're a very big organization. We control about 280 billion per annum, and we would not sit here and be naive and not understand that hackers would want to attempt to get into our system.
And just in terms of the, the enrollment itself, is this a once-off exercise, or will people have to re-enroll from time to time?
When you come and make an application, all what we simply need from you to make sure that you use your biometric to verify yourself, so that we have that interaction between us and the Home Affairs and verify you. All what we can tell you is that there's no one we can come to us and say someone stole their face, unless if you are dead. Or there's no one we can come to us and say someone decided to run away with their finger. So when you come to us, as compared to a password, a password, I can simply give you my password, and on the day where you are going to create fraudulent grants applications, I don't come to the office. And when I get investigated, I simply tell the authorities that I had submitted a leave form, so I was not in the office. I don't know how those applications were uploaded. Hence, we're also getting rid of the desktops, because if you leave your desktop there and you go home, you'll say someone got access to your desktop. You don't know how it happened. So we must have the laptop so that you can tell us why you left your laptop in the office.
All right, we've out of time. Thank you so much, Paseka. So hopefully there will be no long queues then on the 1st of September, come Monday, when all of these introductions are made. But thank you so much, Paseka, for your time. Paseka Letsatsi is Head of Communications at SASSA.